Okay. Dobby Frost here, playing Final Fantasy XIV. I was just saying before I turned on my mic, I wonder how much horrible mispronunciations I can inject into the stream. Forget how many streams of Final Fantasy it was ago that I had Twizzle quite irate at me over mispronouncing everything. So I am just carrying on with MSQ as I try and get myself up to where I want to be. I'm probably going to be playing Final Fantasy for at least an hour, if not more. Should have tried and arranged to start an hour ago, too. Styled a hero, Living Way is eager to show you more of the moon's wonders. I think we've had our fill of carrots for now. Let's move on to other necessities, shall we? Our clothing production is sure to impress this way.
What's up, buddy? Hey.
Here we are, the Peril Production Station. We've chosen to employ more traditional methods for this task. Creation Magics. Heidelin, in her infinite wisdom, blessed us with the selfsame affinity for her magic her people possessed. We have other amazing talents, of course, and I know you're dying to hear about them. I will regale you with the details another time. That said, we did run into a spot of trouble at first. Oh, hi Frizzle. Our magic alone was not sufficient to see our work done. In the end, we discovered crystallized aether was a wonderful catalyst that could provide us with the extra is we needed. My, how resourceful. Ah, the sweet sound of recognition. You'll also be impressed to hear we've read all about your habit of changing attire to match your chosen profession. For the sake of efficiency, I presume. This has also been taken into account with our designs. But why take my word for it when you can simply try on our clothes? I swear, if I get a bunny suit, I'm gonna be amused, but also irritated. Make yourself known to the workers, and they will see to the rest.
It's water in the face. Your day needs to rest.
It's you, one of the visitors from Aetherius. Goodness me, mapping. Goodness me, mapping away wasn't kidding. You're barely taller than we are.
You suffer.
Oh, right. You're here to try on a set of clothes, yes? What would you have me fashion for you today? A fashionable and refined ensemble. Fashionable, right? This will only take a moment. There we are, all finished. I hope not. A perfect fit, if I do say so myself. I'll be honest, I know nothing of fashion, let alone fashion on Aetherius, but I'd wager no one down here has ever worn anything like this fine ensemble. Perhaps you can start a new trend. I hope not. Would you look at that? Speechless. And there I thought you may not like it. That's an understatement. If you've a mind to try something else, why not speak to my fellow artisans? I'm sure they'd be happy to oblige. Certain duties require you to don a disguise. To complete quest objectives, you may only remain disguised for a limited time, indicated by the guise status effect. Should the guise status effect expire or you stray too far from the objective, you will lose your disguise. You may return to the starting location at any time to refresh the duration of the guise status. If it has already expired, it will be granted anew. They're turning this into duty, are they? What? Oh, thank you.
Nothing attacks my hubby.
Ah, no one said you'd be coming. Or, how can I help you? You wish to try on my clothes? Really? Of course, it would be my honor. Did you have anything in mind? I'm looking for clothes with an altogether different design. I think I can handle that. Let's see. It's gonna be horrible again. This should do. It's a different flavor of horrible. Some of my best work yet. Uh-huh. You're a strange one, aren't you? I honestly wasn't sure what to do when you didn't ask for anything specific. I I take my work seriously, however, and am never one to disappoint. That ensemble is a blend of concepts from my myriad of professions. All-purpose attire for the modern man of Aetherius. Uh-huh. I was worried how the concept would turn out when I put to the proof, but it looks stunning on you. Wouldn't you go and show Livingway? I'm sure she's eager to see what we've come up with. Oh joy. Mine, don't we look splendid? You're blind. The result of much trial and error. Oh, really now. But I know quality work when I see it. No, you don't. You're blind. Shh. You needn't speak. I can see your adoration for the moon and wee laperots in your eyes. No doubt your friends feel the same, having sampled our creations. You're right. Sorry to have kept you waiting. White leopard print. Adorable. They insisted we sample all of their concepts we returned. Verily, 'tis an ensemble most becoming. Ellie. I think it's past time we return these clothes. Yes, I agree. Get them on right now. I was so confident our garments would meet with your approval. Whatever are we doing wrong? Even your own fashion is better than what you gave us. The Watcher taught us that in his time, everyone wore the same robes. To do otherwise was against social etiquette. Okay. We thought we could appeal to modern taste by tailoring the robes to specific professions, but please, you mustn't be so hard on yourself. Should we resort to evacuating the people of Aetherius, they will most certainly have need of your attire. 'Tis clear you spare no effort in addressing our needs, but you must understand that we are not quite so homogeneous. Speaking for myself, what I wear is now better suits my taste, even if it is of inferior make. But there are others whose choices may be influenced by traditions or personal experience. Rather than make assumptions for the whole, you must consider the individual and their potential preferences. I fear we've underestimated the complexity and diversity of your people. Even if we had memorized every tome we received, I doubt we'd have fared much better. Maybe we're doing you a disservice trying to shower you with our baubles and flippery, thinking it was for your benefit when you'd be better off on your own. There are some who might agree. People who prefer to keep others at arm's length, even when they know they shouldn't. As one such former fool, I'd like to ask you a question. This plan to evacuate and escape the final days, did it account for the reflections of the source as well? Didn't think so. Not that I'm aware of. We were born of Heidelin's love for Aetherius and the salvation of the people on the star, and that star alone has ever been our aim. Surely it's better to devote ourselves to saving one world than to divide our efforts across 14 and risk failing them all. I suppose you're right. Living away, might we have leave to explore Restway's burrow unattended? You have given us much to think about. Why, certainly. Until later, then. If I may, I should like to accompany thee a while longer. Really? I mean, you're more than welcome to. There was actually something I wish to speak with you about. Let's be off then, shall we? Fidgeting leopard. My apologies. I wasn't trying to spy or anything. Everyone's been talking about the visitors come from Aetherius, and I wanted to see what all the fuss was about. I was excited at first, but now I'm worried. What if the people of Aetherius refuse to come? What if we can't save them? It's clear you made a mess of things. Oh, but wait! You still haven't visited the domiciles. Once you see them, you'll understand how wonderful the moon truly is. I'm sure of it. I'll be waiting for you by the teleporter near the entrance. Oh, the name's Growing Way, by the way. See you soon. you're here. You're really here. Thank you so much. Sorry. What should I call you? Dobby Frost, eh? Crikey. Even your names are amazing. Well, Dobby, we'll be using this teleporter to enter the residential area. Whenever you're ready. Yep.
Ready in the teleporter. Huh? Access to living quarters restricted due to reconstruction. Then where is it? Oh no!
Where did they send Dobby? Okay.
A private audience, as thou didst request, for reasons I know not.
Just a precaution. I'd rather I didn't have to ask the question at all, but I take my responsibilities very, very seriously. Do you and your friends, by any chance, find our accommodation wanting? Be honest, brutally even.
'Twould be ungracious of me to belittle the efforts of thee and thine.
Lovely sentiment, really. But the disappointment is writ plain on your comrades' faces. It's all the more frustrating since no one will come out and say what they find wanting. If there are faults in our work, we need to know. We can, we will do better. But time is not on our side. The final days will wait for no one. If your people are to be saved, we must take quick and decisive action. This vessel must serve as a home for as many passengers as possible, for far longer than we may like. Which brings me to my request. Our collaborators on Atheris are doing what they can to prepare for the voyage. Would you be willing to go and lend them a hand? Having seen the moon for yourself, you could speak to its many splendors, learn what else they might require, and assuage whatever concerns they have.
Wherefore wouldst thou entrust me with such a task?
How to put it? You're the only one who appears not to be wholly unsatisfied with our work. Oh, quite good at pretending that's the case, at least. Calm, collected, tactful to a fault. Very particular with your words, too. You understand that, in the face of great danger, one cannot pursue perfection at the expense of practicality. The difficult choices must often be made for the greater good.
And so fate doth conspire to set my feet upon this path once more.
Come again?
Ah, idle musings. 'Tis no trifle, thou dost ask. Yet full well do I understand the urgency and necessity.
Oh, dear me! Dear me! I was terribly sorry for the mix-up. It's a bit of a malfunction. I hadn't realized the residential quarters were inaccessible, you see. But you're still in one piece. So, all's well that ends well, yes? Won't happen again. I promise.
Gosh, that was embarrassing. I promise to be more careful from now on. Since the residential quarters are closed for now, I've rerouted the teleporter to allow travel between floors instead. Hopefully it proves useful in the meantime. A shame you couldn't see it. Well, you really would have liked it. Now travel between the upper and lower floors of Bestway's burrow via the teleporter. Good to know. Okay. Growingway is keen to put his recent mishap behind him. It may not seem like it, but we've been planning this for far longer than I'd care to admit. Each time we've woken up, we've had long discussions about how to save as many of you as we can. Felt like everyone had an option on this or that. But the one thing we all agreed upon was that the people of Aetheris wouldn't take action to save themselves until it was far too late. That's why we've strived to make the moon a vibrant, magical place they'd hope at the chance to visit rather than waiting for the flames of oblivion to get them off their tails and force them to accept our invitation. The residential quarters may not be up to the necessary standards just yet, but there are plenty of other places worth seeing. You've already had a look at the Curatorium, but wait until you see what's waiting for you at the east end of the burrow. Follow me. Good, you're here. Through this door is Greatest Endsvale. It was named as such because it's the veil to end all veils. The most beautiful forest you'll ever see. We understand the people of Aetheris enjoy taking leisurely walks through natural spaces and the like, so I'm sure you'll enjoy it. How about we start with a nice stroll to the fountain? This way. So, what do you think of the forest? Isn't it positively pleasant? Simply sublime? uh, I couldn't see the forest or the trees. You're pulling my tail. You're in the forest right now. Building this place was a challenge, let me tell you. Since we were born here, we've never seen trees in person before, let alone a forest. The information sent by our collaborators was quite enlightening, but after much deliberation, we decided to use crystalline constructs in place of living trees. Really now. And thanks to our atmospheric circulation system, this place produces air as clean as that you'd find in a forest on Ethereus. The fountain here behind us, powered by the rather large crystal adorning its top, plays a vital role in supplying us with fresh water. Much time and effort was spent making it the most spherical of spheres, and I dare say the unparalleled roundness speaks for itself. I enjoy nothing more than a nice long stretch and a spot of relaxation whenever I come up here. You look like you could do with a stretch yourself. That's the spirit. I feel more relaxed simply watching you. A sight worth the many years spent building this place. If it's not too much to ask, it's always been a dream of mine to take a walk through this forest with someone from Ethereus. Could we maybe? Yeah, you will. I'll bestow my quivering whiskers, escorting I was thinking, Dobby, that I could be more helpful to you by teaching you a little about the moon and what we must do. When we were first created, the moon's sole purpose was to hold Zodiac, and there was absolutely nothing to be found here. Eventually, Heidelin gave us our first task: furnish the moon with propulsion systems capable of facilitating travel to other stars. It sounds impressive, and I know in some respects it is, but it was only possible thanks to all the knowledge Heidelin shared with us. We also had a lot of time to get it done. 6,000 years, give or take. But anyway, let's keep going. This may come as a surprise. But we didn't begin building the habitable areas until after the propulsion systems were ready. Considering how long it took, I wish we had started sooner. Who would have thought we had needed 4,000 years to make all this? It certainly wasn't work you dare rush either. We had to create infrastructure and countless supporting systems, some of which wouldn't be operational until hundreds of years later. And then there was that brief period where our productivity came to a screeching halt when that bizarre red satellite was sent up from Aetherius. The Allagan's mischief, I think. We thought maybe some new nefarious actor was counseling with Zodiac. All we could do was stand by and brace ourselves for the worst. I can't... What? What was that? I can't tell you how relieved we were when Heidelin informed us of its destruction. Oh yes, there was much joyous humming that day. Say, do you notice anything particular about the treetops? I mean, apart from their massive crystals not being trees? And not trees? Well, they look like eggs. Like painted Easter eggs. I'll give you a hint. It's the golden rings emanating from the glowing spheres, along with the device fixed near the ceiling that fulfill a role similar to our sun, and do so better, even. The sun and similar celestial objects in the great expanse, radiating energy that is harmful to your bodies. These rings shield you from that energy while allowing you to bathe in the perfect amount of sunlight, or rather, a close approximation of it. Pretty impressive, wouldn't you say? Oh, and if you look closely, you'll see different types of trees have ever so slightly different curvature. Yes, indeed. This forest truly is the greatest. There was something else I wanted to tell you about. Oh right. The propulsion systems and habitat facilities were completed around 2,000 years ago, and with that, the most important features were fit for purpose, which was all well and good, except we knew absolutely nothing about the present-day people of Aetherius. Why not go and visit Aetherius yourself, you might ask? Strictly forbidden. Were our technology or knowledge of the moon's true purpose exploited for evil ends, the results could be disastrous. Then there were a few more rejoinings, and it became increasingly difficult to converse with Heidelin. Fearful we might lose the ability to communicate with her altogether, we beseeched her to find people on Aetherius we could trust to help. We were quite fortunate everything worked out as it did. With the exception of routine inspections and maintenance, we remained asleep and waited, hopeful Heidelin would find someone who would help us. Eventually she did, and though her power was waning, we were able to speak to them directly for a short while. We shared with them everything we could, including our knowledge of the heavens and a means to travel here to the moon. They certainly didn't waste any time with what we taught them. No more than a few years after that, our collaborators found a means to convey messages and supplies to us from down below. With all the letters, books, and other resources they sent, we learned enough to start making more meaningful changes to the moon. And now you're here, hopefully enjoying yourself as much as I am. I knew you would like Greatest Evansdale. I knew it. Thank you again for coming here. By the way, I know it was just a walk through the forest, but it meant a lot to me. There you are. I take it you've already received the grand tour. A shame we missed it. Growing Way, I've been looking all over for you. Oh, is this about the teleporter to the residential area? No, never mind that. We have more pressing matters at hand. I will be calling an emergency meeting shortly, and your attendance is required. Really? I can't imagine why you'd need me there, but if you insist. We won't be away long, so you all are more than welcome to continue looking about the borough. Now come along, Growing Way. Before we arrived, you seemed to be in the midst of a rousing conversation. Rousing. With your guide. Did you learn anything of import? Not really. They've spent 12,000 years preparing for this? With the appointed hour fast approaching, I can certainly understand their restlessness, but still. It remains to be seen if the people can be persuaded to evacuate when there are yet no signs of the final days. What's more, the technology of this place defies imagination. I doubt there are many who would really come to terms with living in such surroundings. Whoever these collaborators are, unless they are possessed of the world's most charming personalities, or a means to forcibly evacuate people, they will meet with a great deal of resistance. Indeed, even if faced with annihilation, The decision to forsake all one knows cannot be made lightly. Forgive me, friends, but I must beg your leave. There is another matter which yet begs for mine attention. Of course, we can accompany you if you like. Nay, that will not be necessary. If you will excuse me. Tis clear now that difficult decisions lie ahead of us. Preparation for the evacuation of Aetheris is indeed crucial, but I'm not yet willing to forsake our world and its reflections, and I trust I'm not alone in my reticence. By now, Thancred can tell when his friends are up to something. Did your anger seem strange to you? More so than usual, I mean. I know
You're on J. Or oh, you're on. Never mind, I can't say it either.
One thing I wish they could have done in this game is just done voice acting. Even if it was cheap, it would be better than having to read everything. Oh. Because if voice acting had been done, it would have done two things. One, people would have been forced to really listen to the full story. And two,
Yeah.
it would save us from reading so much.
I can say it correctly in my head, but when it's time to say it out loud, I can't. You're on J. You're...
This part of the story is not very compelling at all. I'll be honest, I've gone 52 minutes and I am bored out of my tree right now.
Yeah. The part you're on is pretty boring.
Okay. Oh, Scheiße. Yerstola. And I will remain here and see what else we can learn about the final days. If you hurry, perhaps you can catch up to them.
Urianger.
Urianger.
I swear, I can say every other name in the game. Not his. The only one I struggle with. Every other name I hear once, maybe twice, and I'm good.
Oh, I am having trouble with being overheated right now.
I'm sorry.
I think I dare to turn on this AC over here. Because I am very overheated. And I need something. Okay. I am thinking of switching over to a different game mode.
Okay.
So, I think Dabby Frost is done playing Final Fantasy for the now. I know it was a short stream, but the dystopian future of the moon does not portend well for the people of the realms. And I will probably get to more interesting things on next time I play Final Fantasy XIV. And until then, Thanks for watching.